Two teams are in the tunnel, and the sound of marching on together, blasting out over the PA at another packed house here at Elland Road, tells you that we are just moments away from the start of the latest big game for Leeds United, the latest pressure fixture for Leeds United, just that little bit of extra pressure added by a year's first league defeat away at Coventry on Saturday. So for the first time, we're talking about Leeds in bounce-back mode here, which is not something we've discussed previously so far this year. But I guess if you're looking to bounce back, Sunderland at home is the sort of fix you would be looking to bounce back in, isn't it?
Well, if you look at what's happened at Sunderland and how their season really has declined, they have an interim manager, a few young players out there as well, then I'd say yes, but that's a dangerous way to look at things. I think it's really important to concentrate on what we do. We need to play at those very high levels that we were. And you're talking about bouncing back. I think we're mentally a lot stronger than we were in the start of the season. So I think we will. I think we're going to give Sunderland a really good game.
Team news is pretty straightforward for the game this evening because it's the same 11 that started the match at Coventry. That means Ampadu, who's been ill since, is deemed fit enough to start, which is really good news for Leeds. Sunderland, well, they came through at the end of a really bad run for them with a 0-0 draw at the weekend against Bristol City. That came off the back of a 5-1 home thumping at the hands of Blackburn. So they showed signs that they've rediscovered a little defensive resilience. They should have beaten Bristol City, in all honesty. The Bristol keeper O'Leary had an excellent game. Kept out a number of really good Sunderland chances. So Sunderland having beaten Leeds in the away fixture, one of those games that you look at and say that that's the sort of game that Leeds shouldn't have lost this season, but Sunderland had enough in that game to see off the challenge and come up with a moment.
Game plan. They had a really good game plan that night, and I think of all the games I could make a case for us certainly winning in the first half of the season. I couldn't in that one because I thought they were superb. Jack Clarke especially at left wing, and the second half they defended mightily, and the way they set up and their formation, caused us plenty of problems.
Well, Clarke is back in the starting 11 for Sunderland this evening. He's been injured recently, came back into things against Bristol City. So his absence has probably coincided with Sunderland's real dip in form because he's by some distance their leading scorer this season. And they've been on a really poor run recently in particular. There were 6 defeats on the spin in the midst of it, which cost the, how many was it now, second manager of the season? Well, technically it's a third, is it? Because they started with 1, then they went to the interim head coach, Mike Dodds, who's in charge again tonight, who was in charge the last time they played at Leeds, and then made a change, and now they're set to make another change. 2 teams are also making a change here, because they've lined up in the traditional halves with Leeds away to our left, and now Leeds, I suspect, are being told to switch around and go the other way. So Leeds will be kicking towards the Kop in the first half here. Sunderland are playing in their change colours this evening, which might be described as definitely purple in there, and the other one is some sort of shocking pink.
Yeah, pink and purple always goes really well together, doesn't it?
Yes.
Not
traditional combination. Leeds obviously all in white. Ampadu with the armband on. They break from the huddle. Patrick Bamford steps into the centre circle, and the game is almost set to get underway here. Bamford looking back towards his teammates just inside the Sunderland half as he rolls the ball back, and the game is underway. And Ampadu with the early touch. Back to Meslier it goes. Short ball to Joe Rodon. Short journey down the A19, A1 for Sunderland to come to Elland Road this evening. One of the easier trips for the Sunderland supporters to make from their distant northeastern position. So they're here in good numbers, as you would anticipate, well-supported club, and they're making some noise at the moment as well.
Yes, but they'll be disappointed, won't they, in their league position. They were expecting to try and get into the playoffs. It hasn't worked out that way.
That was obviously the expectation when they got rid of Tony Mowbray, which was a controversial decision at the time. And you'd have to say, in terms of what's happened since, really been justified in terms of any sort of upturn in results. Leeds United will be favourites at the outset in this game, no question about that. But the pressure's different, isn't it? Sunderland know they're not really going anywhere up or down. They can either enjoy themselves or they can play without any sort of fear and pressure.
Well, you know what, you're absolutely right, because this game for them, I'm not saying it doesn't really matter, however, the pressure is off. They're 9 points clear, I think, of the bottom lot, so that's fine. Not going to get in the playoffs. They can come here and enjoy it. The only way to enjoy it, of course, is by getting a result. So they know they're going to be in for a tough night, but you're right, different sorts of pressures, but for them, it's been released.
Well, the phrase release could be apposite, because I guess whoever takes charge on a longer-term basis, whether that be Mike Dodds or anybody else, will be looking at the squad over the next few games. Whereas Leeds have way more pressing matters to consider here. Third start of play this evening, having slipped out the automatic promotion places at the weekend. Leicester's win ensuring that. Late win against Birmingham City. Everyone's finding it tough at the top. Summerville. Firpo skips inside a challenge and gets an early free kick. Pembele left his leg in there. Leeds have a chance to put a ball into the Sunderland box.
Good first touch from Firpo. Knew Pembele was there, but free kick it was, but we don't get it into the box, do we?
No, it's not the modern way, is it? Take it short. Summerville attacks the edge of the area now. Ball from Firpo to Kamara, back to Summerville, and now Ampadu. Ampadu to the edge of the centre circle and Rodon. And now Summerville in possession. Good ball down the left channel, looking for Firpo. Sliding challenge comes in from Hume. Trey Hume manages to get the ball out of play. There'll be a Leeds throw-in level with the edge of the Sunderland penalty area. It goes backwards to Ampadu. Square then to Gruev. And now Rodon in his own half, pressurised by Bellingham, who got the goal in the first game. So it goes back to Meslier.
He did. It's going to be an interesting match-up between Hume and Summerville as well. I thought Hume controlled the wingers at the Stadium of Light in the reverse fixture extremely well.
Ball is put down the line, or down the channel rather, for Bamford to chase, but it's going to bounce up into the hands of the Sunderland keeper Patterson, a player who's been linked with a move to a higher level. Played a lot of football for them, despite being just 23 years old. But then Meslier is younger, isn't he? As the ball goes over towards the far side touchline, where there's a push, and it's a Sunderland free kick. And it's put over the top. Rodon against Bellingham. It goes beyond both, and bounces through to Meslier. He was thinking of rolling it out underarm to Ampadu. Changes his mind and rolls it to Rodon instead, who gives it out wide to Piroe, and it comes back to Joe Rodon. Square ball to Ethan Ampadu. Ampadu onto Summerville on the halfway line for Leeds. Short ball back into his own half to Ampadu. Looking for a little movement. There isn't any in front of him, so he goes back to Rodon instead.
Well, there's 2 or 3 players trying to go long, but sometimes that might not be on, so I need to time it better. One needs to come short, mix it up a little bit.
Ampadu goes with the long ball now. Jorginho comes in to try and win the header. It bounces around. Jorginho stretches a leg out. Made contact with the ball, but made contact with his opponent as well.
And that's when the ball wasn't really on. You're trying to force something then. Jorginho could do with a big game from him as well. Just goes for the challenge. He actually gets there. I don't think that's a foul.
Oh, he was unlucky, wasn't he?
Yep.
Protested his innocence in the immediate aftermath. But, referee Tim Robinson was having none of it. Sunderland go long with the free kick. Ampadu with a chest down to Kamara, gives it back to the captain. And back to Meslier. Forward ball to Rodon. Steps forward, stops. Gives it to Ethan Ampadu. Now Firpo. Firpo just ran out of options there and was quickly closed down by Pembele, so he played the ball against Pembele and out for a throw-in. Firpo goes back to Ampadu. Sunderland have a decent record here against Leeds United. They have to go back quite a distance for the last time that Leeds recorded a home win against this opposition.
Not what I want to hear, Bryn. Not what I want to hear.
Records are there to be broken.
Exactly, that's
2002.
Like
Rodon with the ball, looking for the run of Bamford, but he's beaten in the air. It comes down for Summerville. Just tucks it into Gruev.
So that ball needs to be longer. There's plenty of space. Bamford comes forward and then spins, arcs his run.
You want it over the defender, don't you?
And ideally just wide as well, into those channels. Don't let the keeper come out as well, because if Sunderland do play that high line, it is a possibility. But here we go.
Good turn by Summerville. Creates space for himself. Runs forward, plays it out to Firpo on the edge of the area. Corner kick Leeds as he tried to put the cross in. Bit of a roar for handball from behind the goal, but the referee points towards the corner flag instead.
Well, that was better. He picks it up, beats his man, Summerville. Pembele just stumbles, doesn't he? Good overlap. Just Firpo just waiting, look at his options, didn't quite manage to squeeze it to an opponent.
3-4 waiting in there as well. Still in there for this corner. Dropped in towards goal, headed clear. Still in the area as it comes down for Dan James, who tries to half volley it towards goal, but it's blocked off and it spins away to Kamara. Leeds stay up in the Sunderland half as Jorginho diverts it wide to James on the touchline. James up towards the edge of the penalty area, into Jorginho, rolls it off to Firpo over on the right-hand side, then into the box. Another corner kick. As Leeds put more pressure on, Bellingham put it behind.
Yeah, certainly good play. Firpo just followed the ball, didn't he? Ended up at the right wing position, but just knocking it around into Jorginho's feet and around the box. That's always a winner.
Gruev goes over to the far side to take the corner for Leeds. Curls it in towards the keeper, headed out as far as Summerville. Oh, just couldn't take it down properly on the edge of the area. It spun away from him. Leeds have it back though, with James just outside the box. Whips the cross in. Bellingham heads it clear. Gruev will let it go over the far touchline for a Leeds United throw in. Down by the corner flag.
It's better. Good pressure. Just Gruev's going to leave it, isn't he, for Archie, but I like that with Dan James. Just get it in the box as well at times. Nice and early.
Gray off Jorginho. Trying to give it back to James. Sunderland just wallop it clear. There's an early indication of the pressure that they're beginning to come under here in the opening stages of this game, inside the first 9 minutes. Meslier on the edge of the box for Leeds. Short ball to Rodon. He looks and plays it forward to Bamford, lays it off for Summerville. Summerville steps forward at some pace. Pass to Firpo is not what was required, too heavy, and it goes out of play for a Sunderland throw in.
Yeah, just a run and pass, not timed quite right, but good ball from Rodon. Bamford lays it off well, and then spins and off he goes, gets us on the move going forward.
Hume with the throw in for Sunderland down the line. Firpo pushing the back of Bellingham there, quite clear. The referee had a clear line of view, as we did from the gantry, and that would be a Sunderland free kick.
Yeah, that may have been a free kick. Yeah, I reckon that was
2 hands in
a bit
the back.
silly, wasn't it? Yeah, that one.
Hume over the ball, motions teammates forward, so none of that short passing free kick from Sunderland. They're going long up into the Leeds half, beyond Rodon. Gray at the back, nods it to Meslier. Wants to throw it out quickly, but he's prevented from doing so by Jack Clarke standing in front of him. Meslier to Rodon. Rodon on to Summerville. Plays it off to Ampadu. Tries to put it through the middle for Kamara. Bamford in there, but it's cleared forward up into the Leeds half by O'Nien, the captain, and it bounces all the way through to Meslier. Gets things going quickly with a roll out to Rodon.
Interesting that Bellingham isn't closing down Rodon. He's dropping back just on Gruev to stop him getting the ball. Clarke staying left. and trying to stop Archie. So they're happy for Rodon, the centre-half, to have the ball, but not the fullbacks.
Ball is in the middle. In Ekwah. Then it goes up into the Leeds half to Neil. Comes back into Ekwah again. He's got some space in the Leeds half of the pitch. He's come across this near side when the ball is directed back to Hume. Plays it through the middle for Bellingham. He stumbles and loses possession. Gruev to Bamford. Good turn by Bamford on the halfway line. He's caught as he spun away there from Ballard. And Ballard will be lucky if he doesn't go in the book for that one, because Bamford had beaten him comprehensively.
Well, he's been lucky, simple as that. Excellent touch, away he goes, just hooked his leg. He'll go from the other side. I'm not sure how that's not a yellow card.
Bamford was looking to move the ball forward, but was prevented from doing that. Leeds had taken the free kick. They have the ball with Rodon. Now Kamara. Firpo into Bamford, runs past Bamford. Ballard's behind him. Goes back to the keeper, Patterson. And then it goes out towards the left-hand touchline for Sunderland. It's given away. Rodon on the halfway line for Leeds. Happy to go back to the goalkeeper. Gets the ball back off Meslier. And then goes out to Gray. Rodon once more for Leeds. To Kamara in the centre circle. Back to Joe Rodon again. Sunderland's only league win in their last 10 games was away at Cardiff City a couple of weeks ago. Rodon, 7 of those games finished in defeat. Firpo, misplaced ball. Bamford has to try and go in and to win it back. Bellingham instead puts it up in the air. And it drops into the path to be controlled by Styles. Callum Styles, ball into the centre circle, is now diverted wide, and Rigg, the young midfielder for Sunderland, plays it out wide to the right side for a dangerous-looking ball into the middle. And it was a flying leap from the left side of the 6-yard box that came in from Jack Clarke, but couldn't get his head on that one properly. Came off the top of his head and over the crossbar.
Well, certainly a decent cross fired in by Pembele. Archie just with a little nudge just does enough.
Archie Gray on the ball in Sunderland half. Gets past his man. Infield can't find James. Leeds trying to apply pressure and win the ball back through Gruev. He goes long back to Meslier. From one half to the other.
It is first time Gruev's really been in the game. Finally gets on the ball. That's what Sunderland worked really hard to try and stop.
Firpo to Ampadu. On to Summerville. Loses the ball. Centre circle, Bellingham also loses the ball. Now Bamford has got Summerville to his left. Tries to play it into the gap for Summerville. Tried to play it in between the defender and the Leeds attacker. Just went a little too far and the keeper came to gather.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was quite on. Hume certainly saw Summerville all the way.
Patterson's clearance on the halfway line is won by Firpo onto the chest of Summerville. Just puts it up in the air, but it's a bit of an aimless ball, and Rigg is there to win it for Sunderland. It comes off the top of the head of Rodon. Clarke is buzzing around with Archie Gray. Gray gets the ball first, has to keep it away from Jack Clarke, which he does to very good effect. And then Rodon helps out, and then Meslier in turn. And now Ampadu has possession. Forward ball, Summerville. Does he push there, Summerville? No, says the referee. Sunderland throw in instead.
I don't think that was a push either, but it's a ball he doesn't want. I think the ball from Ampadu, a straight ball like that, is one that you don't really play. You've got to give him more chance.
Ampadu trying to play the ball forward. Is Bamford onside? Well, he may be, but he can't control the ball. It comes off the back and goes out for a throw-in anyway.
Just how passing's a little awry. We've not got Jorginho on the ball at all either in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, 0-0 here after a quarter of an hour. Sunderland possession on the edge of their own penalty area. Back it goes to Patterson. To Ballard. And the tall centre-half moves the ball forward. Plays it straight to Firpo. Gets it to Kamara. Kamara back into Gruev. Now Rodon. Square to Ampadu. Firpo. Trying to get it down the line to Summerville, but couldn't bend the pass around his opponent, Pembele. Comes off him for a throw into Leeds. Meslier. To Rodon. Rodon up to the edge of the centre circle. Gives the ball to Ampadu.
Tonight, I think Rodon's going to be really important because clearly he's the one with the ball there. We've seen it already a couple of times, him spurt through the gap and start things off, but he needs to be the one to at least try and get it to a white shirt further up the pitch. That's what Sunderland are allowing.
He has the ball again. Wide out to Dan James. Back to Rodon once more. Rodon could go long. Instead goes into Jorginho in the centre circle. Now Jorginho moves forward. Up to the edge of the area. Still going. Slips in the box. A few cries, but I think it was a slip. So Sunderland able to clear. Give the ball away to Ampadu. Gruev has it. First sign of a bit of a Jorginho run there. Now Firpo. Checks back to Kamara. Gruev onto Jorginho. Lovely play. Tries his shot from distance. Well, he had good power behind it. Not quite the precision, and it just sailed wide.
Well, finally we get into Gruev, who spots Jorginho in space. Lovely first touch as ever, just skips past his player. That one always rising, unfortunately, always wide.
Maybe just a sighter from Jorginho. Goal kick. Over the halfway line. Over Gruev and Bellingham. Ampadu waits behind. Ampadu to Rodon. Rodon looks forward for Leeds. Plays it to James. He goes wide to Gray. Back to Rodon. And Gruev. And now Ampadu. Firpo has to play it back to the captain. Meslier's out the penalty area and he gets the ball now. Gives it to Rodon. Rodon wide right to Archie Gray. Carries it forward for Leeds. Well into that Sunderland half. Just showed too much of it though, and he's lost possession. Now Leeds have got to get back in shape defensively as Sunderland try and get it up to the halfway line. They don't manage to do that, and they've put a loose ball which Bamford's picked up. Down the right side, then the corner is conceded by Callum Styles. And Sunderland got themselves in a right mess there.
Yes, they did. Archie made a really good run, but just overran the ball at the end. Sunderland trying to play their way out, get themselves into a bit of bother now. Set piece, let's put a decent delivery in. Let's attack this ball.
Gruev from the far side as we watch from the west stand side. Waits for the signal to be allowed to take this corner kick for Leeds. Plenty of jostling and movement in the penalty area ahead of it. Plays it short to James on the edge of the box. Could give it back to Gruev. Does. Can change the angle. Curls across in. Patterson comes. Didn't get to it, but it was headed clear anyway. James picks up for Leeds. And Gray has it in the centre circle. Summerville back into his own half to Ampadu. Short ball to Gray. And Rodon back to Ampadu. Now Summerville. And Leeds still just playing inside their own half. Rodon has possession. Looking for an option. Gives it to Summerville, who had space. Ball from Rodon. Kamara back to Ampadu. Lets it run across his body. Chased down by Ekwah. So goes back to Meslier. Gives it back to Ethan Ampadu. Short pass to Rodon. Through the middle for Bamford. Caught late.
Surely this
Ballard
time, come on.
has to be booked this time. Second foul on Bamford. And the card comes out. points his finger, the Sunderland player at the referee, in a somewhat menacing manner.
I'm not sure I'd be doing that, to be honest. You're lucky you got away with the first one. You're not going to get away with another one. And here, Bamford, good control, knocks it off. Challenge straight through the back.
Well, there's a temptation, isn't it? The big centre-half has got himself on a yellow card. So he's walking the line.
70 minutes to do exactly that. That will be a tough ask.
Leeds take the free kick, go wide to Gray. Now James comes in from the touchline. Turns the other way. Goes back out wide to Gray. Jorginho wriggles away from the first challenge. Stumbles into the penalty area. Almost comes back out. Does come for Summerville in the area. Goes down, then the flag is raised for an offside, I think, against Summerville there. Just allowed himself to get beyond the last man when the ball spun into his path.
Jorginho, one of a foul as well. He said he didn't get the advantage, but it was good play from Jorginho. So strong, isn't he, when he gets the ball into his feet, how he can roll his defender.
Styles picks up the ball in a load of space down the left-hand side for Sunderland to be able to bring it a long way forward. Clarke is in possession now. Clarke gives the ball back to Neil. Neil turns away from Jorginho, 24 up against 24. Ray steps in but can't get the ball off Clarke. Clarke's in the penalty area and it just bobbles up into the hands of Meslier. Cross-come shot from Jack Clarke. Meslier quickly out to Gray. Leeds looking to get going forward. Just a long ball over the top. James will chase it down the right side touchline. Two players on his back as James goes to ground. Right in front of the assistant, and the assistant raises his flag for a Sunderland throw.
And just earlier, Jack Clarke showed a good piece of skill, didn't he? But Joe Rodon got across there to help out.
At the other end, Sunderland with the throw in. Chance to throw the ball down that far touchline. That chance is taken. On to Bellingham. Bellingham holds off Gray. Sweeps the ball forward. Well in advance, though, of the run of Rigg. And it goes out of play. Chris Rigg, 16 years old. He's been Sunderland's youngest ever goal scorer in League and Cup. So Archie Gray is a veteran in comparison. Ampadu. Back it goes to Meslier. Now Rodon allowed to carry it forward. Gives it to Summerville. Sets off through the middle. Still going. Slips. Jorginho comes to try and help him out. Tackles fly in. Bellingham has it in his own half. He falls over. And Gruev adjudged to have committed a foul. Sunderland free kick.
Soft foul, but once again, Rodon really good now at getting the ball quickly out from the back and just popping the pass off on the angle.
Sunderland moved the ball forward with Clarke in possession. Off the far touchline. Good challenge by James. Jorginho's there with him. Plays it back to James. Into what he hoped was the run of Jorginho, but it was behind his teammate. Ballard goes to ground. Leeds come again. Jorginho through the middle. Summerville goes outside. Summerville has the ball just outside the box. Just showed too much to the second challenge coming in there, and now it's Sunderland counter-attacking with Bellingham on the halfway line, waiting for teammates to arrive. Plays it beyond the line, and that means that Clarke is offside.
Good chance, wasn't it? And you think one-on-one, but Hume did well to dive in at Summerville really quickly just outside the box, allowing his teammate to come round and pick up the pieces.
Rodon, wide right to James, back to Gray. Infield to Rodon. 25 minutes gone, 0-0 here at Elland Road. And not a chance really worthy of the name created at either end yet. Ampadu over the top, looking for the run of Summerville. Takes it down on his chest. Gives it to Firpo. Firpo goes back to Ampadu. Through the middle, looking for Bamford. Picked up by Kamara. Turns and goes back to Ampadu. Into the centre circle to Rodon. He goes right and then brings it back left again.
That'll be what's disappointing, is that we haven't really tested the keeper Patterson anywhere near enough, have we? Yes, we've been dominant. Yes, we've had plenty of the ball, but shots on target, that's what we're after.
Ballard defending for Sunderland, lets the ball run. It's cleared away by O'Nien. Up to Clarke, off Gray, gives it away to James. Gives it back to Gray and then Gruev. Now Rodon. Ampadu. Into the centre circle to Gruev. Back to Ampadu again. Now Joe Rodon. Through the middle for Bamford. Off to Firpo. Firpo left side to Summerville. Infield to Firpo. Nutmegs from Firpo. And then Summerville slips but gets back to his feet to win the ball. Ampadu into the middle to Kamara. Turns this way and that. Back in the centre circle.
He can turn this way and that. He is one wriggly thing, isn't he? But he's always got it under control.
Ampadu. On to Summerville. Just gets it beyond to Firpo. Firpo tries to give it in back. Pembele will get there, but he'll put it behind for a corner kick. Leeds. Good work between Firpo and Summerville there.
It is, but good defending as well from Pembele. Saw the 1-2, showed good pace, but nice and positive.
Summerville will stay forward to take the corner from the west hand side. Again, Leeds corner kick mounting here. I think one of the, at the end of the season, part of the assessment will be set pieces probably didn't provide enough goals for Leeds. Can be crucial in tight matches. Is this the moment as it's curled in by Summerville? Patterson flaps but gets it away, and then it's considerably further cleared forward off the boot of Neil.
Good delivery though, it really was. Difficult for the keeper, but does enough.
Centre circle, Rodon. Through for Bamford. Summerville gets it back off the defender so he can attack the box. Goes down on the edge of the area. Referee looks long and hard and gives nothing. Leeds have the ball with Ampadu. Summerville back on his feet. Rodon. To Ampadu. And the outfield players up in that Sunderland half. Rodon. Centre circle. Back to Ampadu, halfway line. Firpo, infield to Kamara. Slips, gets up, helps him beat his man. Looks goalwards. Plays it into Jorginho. Jorginho's just outside the area. Held onto it too long and allowed the defensive midfielder to get across in front of him and just take the ball off him.
Didn't want to get it out and swing with his right. Wanted to get back onto his favoured left.
Firpo. Centre circle, Bamford. Slips. Gets the ball forward though. Gruev will chase it, but defender will get there ahead of him. Patterson will just clear long back into the Leeds half. Rodon underneath it. Heads it forward towards Bamford again. Comes off Bamford, but he can't find a teammate. And Sunderland have it with Rigg. Rigg stops. Looks for support. Goes through the middle, straight to Ampadu. Leeds have it back again. Gruev. Maybe Leeds a little slow in getting it forward there, hence the frustration from the crowd, but patient in possession. Now Jorginho will try and do something. Just let it come off his toes once more there, Jorginho. Dan Neil poked it back in direction of other defenders, and Leeds again lose the initiative going forward.
Yes, Jorginho, I think recently just not stuck, has it, with him often enough. Needs to be better at retaining the ball. Certainly that got better and better as the season progressed, but last few games just needs to get it back up there again.
And Leeds beginning to play a bit now, and Sunderland suddenly looking a little bit stretched as Summerville comes forward. Comes back to Firpo. Again, maybe just a little bit of the impetus has gone out the attack as Leeds stop and start again. Firpo through for Kamara. Now then, Summerville does well. Gets into the penalty area, looking to get it on his right foot. Curls his shot. Oh, goes across the goal. Takes a touch on its way beyond Bamford and behind for a corner.
Bamford couldn't quite move his feet quickly enough to steer it goalward, but you know what somebody was going to try and do. Hume this time gambles. That was the wrong thing to do. Cuts inside. Just that ricochet. off the Sunderland defender. Just that touch there.
Gruev puts it in the middle. Patterson comes out as far as Summerville. The ball actually comes off the shoulder of Summerville there, so it took it up in the air, so he couldn't try and control it for a shot. He's back with Archie Gray in the centre circle. He's all on his own. Able to pick a pass to Kamara. Things slow down, but Kamara speeds them up with a nice little shuffle and change of direction. Summerville quickly closed down, but Firpo's come to help out. Leeds are keeping the ball in the Sunderland half well here. Firpo has it again. Can't find Jorginho. Gets a throw in. Throws it back to the halfway line to Ampadu.
Dropping deeper, aren't they, Sunderland, as well? So we're playing higher up the pitch, but just got to be careful with our passing like that.
Just seen a replay of the Summerville ball in. Strong shout for a handball against Ballard, who leaned an arm into it. And it brushed off that arm and went behind for the corner kick.
The crowd cheering. Finally, it comes to Archie Gray out on the right-hand side.
Now Jorginho plays it through the middle. Bamford's just offside. I'm saying that's pretty close because we've got a good line across it, but maybe just half a foot beyond the last defender.
I'm not quite sure he needed to do that as well because it was on the angle. He was away from his centre half. The ball would have always gone away from the defender, but timing of the run and pass not quite right.
Sunderland
but close.
Kick through the middle. Ballard goes back to the keeper Patterson. 33rd minute, still 0-0. Sunderland with the three men across the back. Goes from the left-sided defender in that trio into the middle and back out again. Played forward by O'Nien into the Leeds half. Neil has it. Plays it to the edge of the penalty area. There's Rigg with a shot. Always rising. And Meslier watched that one go over the crossbar.
Well, just as well, because that is half a chance for sure. Rigg in way too much space on the edge of the box, allowed to control, turn, get a touch, and then hit it. Fortunately, always rising.
Rodon to Ampadu. Back to Meslier. Short to Rodon. Joe Rodon to Dan James. Trying to turn it wide to Gray, but efforts are thwarted. Clarke brings it forward for Sunderland, right up to the edge of the Leeds penalty area. And then it goes wide to Bellingham. Just plays the ball back into Styles, and Clarke crossing potential. No, he plays it into Bellingham with a run forward on the edge of the area. Forced away by Gruev, comes back out to Clarke. Again, eschews the opportunity to cross. Sunderland go back towards the halfway line instead. Now they've got space for the ball in from Clarke on that far side. Drifts inside the penalty area. Still going. Great stop, Meslier. Because Clarke was well on his way towards goal there. And he'd gone past Rodon. And Meslier had to come out and make an important block.
But he goes past Rodon if he wasn't there. See you later. Just that little jink is superb. But Rodon's then complaining, looking at Archie Gray, saying, why am I out here? He should be in the middle. And Archie should be closing him down, but now we're going to defend the corner.
Sunderland's first. In it comes towards the back post. Rodon heads it. Gray's underneath it, just to help it forward, but there's no white shirt there as it rolls towards the halfway line. Archie Gray sets off on a lone crusade to try and get the ball back. But in possession in his own half for Sunderland is Hume. Now Ekwah. Plays it wide right side to Neil. Further wide again to Pembele. Back to Neil once more. And then back into his own half to Hume and then Ballard. Ballard across the back to O'Nien. Clarke playing on the halfway line. 15 goals he's got for Sunderland this season. Next best total is 7. Summerville Leeds leading goal scorer with 17 chasing after the ball. Bamford knocked away there by Ballard. And there's a little set-to between Ballard and Bamford, which ends up with Bamford being tripped up. And the referee saw it all and let play continue, and actually Leeds are coming forward or attempting to get forward. Jorginho, that's a foul, just outside the Sunderland penalty area. And it's all a little bit scrappy, all a little bit messy. And Bamford speaks to the referee now, and he will speak to him and Ballard. Interesting.
Well, Bamford was trying to close the ball down when it went back, and Ballard's just looking straight at Bamford and stopping his run forward, just blocking him. Very silly. And then after that, Bamford gives him a little nudge. Centre-half kicks out as well. You wonder in different circumstances that would be a couple of yellow each, which would mean Ballard will be off, but I'm sure that's in the referee's mind and he's done nothing with it.
I think Ballard's, that line he's walking has got a little thinner.
It certainly has. He's tippy-toeing on it.
Free kick will be taken by the goalkeeper. Over the halfway line. Rodon underneath it, goes up in the air. Kamara can't get there for Leeds. Ampadu can. Gruev, Ampadu. James trying to keep the ball on that far touchline under pressure. Gives it away to Clarke. And then the challenge comes in from Gruev, but Sunderland win it back through Bellingham. Out wide it goes, down the line. Bellingham's continued a forward run here, up towards the corner flag. Bellingham blocked in, so he goes back to Styles. Styles comes further back to O'Nien. And Sunderland enjoying more of the ball in these latter stages of the first half. O'Nien in possession. Space through the middle for Rigg. Comes out wide to this near side to Pembele. Pembele in field. Firpo pursues but can't get the ball off him. Bellingham, well challenged by Ampadu, but Sunderland have it on the edge of the area. Clarke with a shot straight to the body of Meslier. And again, another little reminder to Leeds.
It certainly is. A bit of a warning, isn't it? Jack Clarke certainly on that left-hand side. Once again, the danger man. And as much as we are in control of the ball, just at times, Sunderland on the break are causing us a problem or two.
Well, the best attacking moments have come from Sunderland, haven't they, in the last 5 minutes? Clarke involved in both, but James trying to do something for Leeds. Down the far side, puts the ball into the middle. It's over the head of Bamford and tidied up from behind him. Cleared away. Sunderland it is who try and launch their own counter-attack now. With Neil infield to Bellingham. Return ball and then space for Pembele down the right side for Sunderland. Carries it into the Leeds half. Support out wide from Rigg. Pembele keeps the ball. Gives it to Rigg now. Rigg left-footed cross in swinger. Meslier catches easily.
Decent ball though.
What he wanted was a quick throw out. You can hear that. That's what the fans wanted as well. Archie Gray was behind Meslier there, not in front of him. And so it's a slower start than maybe Leeds were wanting.
It is. This reminds me of the first game where Sunderland certainly set up with a game plan. Here they're doing exactly the same, allowing our centre-half to have it. Bellingham dropping in on Gruev to stop him playing. After that, they're defending certainly very well, but that ball is going to be important, the one we just get through. But now we need to do more in this final third.
Bamford from Summerville. Bamford forced out towards the corner flag. Gives it to Firpo in support. Comes back to Ampadu, back to Firpo. Miscontrol. Rigg gets it off him. Firpo wins a throw-in. He's too strong for Rigg. Throws it back to Ampadu. And Ampadu short into Rodon. 5 minutes to go in the first half here. Still 0-0. Firpo. Back to Ampadu. Now Kamara. Now Rodon. Kamara. To Ampadu. Looks to left and right. Short ball to Rodon. He's got a bit of space he can play in. Telegraphed that one between Gray and James. And Sunderland intercept and carry it forward quickly through Clarke. Loves to run that far touchline. Stops just outside the area. Played up towards the figure of Bellingham now. And then cleared away by Ampadu. Bamford beaten by Ballard. Sunderland come again with Pembele. Pembele comes back to Hume. And then back into his own half to Ballard. At the moment, it's an even contest.
Yes, it certainly is. It wasn't to start with. We were certainly on top and pushing them back, but their organisation is frustrating us a little bit. And again, our use of the ball hasn't been top-notch, and just at times Sunderland breaking forward well.
Firpo header down, looking for the run of Summerville. Defenders in there, Hume. Oh, it's a loose ball. Jorginho picks it up. And Jorginho is trying to play James in, but he was a long way away from him there. Jorginho again in possession. Falls over, fouled. Leeds free kick through the middle.
Well, finally, one goes Jorginho's way, but a little fortunate.
So the ball will be spotted up by Gruev. Mid-position in the Sunderland half. Short ball played to Kamara. Wide to Gray. Sunderland, everyone back behind the ball pretty much now, as James has it. Curls his cross in, takes a deflection. Corner kick Leeds.
I don't mind that as well. Certainly James, once he gets out of his feet, just trying to whip it in, cause the centre-half to defend inside the box, put them under pressure instead of pass at times, mix it up. Give our centre-forward some decent service.
Gruev far side will take the corner for Leeds. Curled into the box. Comes over the head, off the head of Ballard and over the head of Ampadu. Jorginho just down on his haunches in the penalty area, not looking completely happy. Still, Leeds will start again with a throw-in. Firpo, back it goes to Ampadu. And now Rodon. Ampadu, Sunderland come out and force Leeds back towards and beyond the halfway line. Rodon, short ball to Kamara. Ampadu's to his left. On to Summerville, back to Ampadu on the halfway line. Just puts it into an area. Bamford will run into it, but Ballard will get there ahead of him. Gives it straight away to Firpo, though, under pressure from Bamford. Firpo into the path of Summerville. Summerville is in the penalty area, gives it back to Bamford, implored to shoot, and he does, but it comes off the outstep there, and it swings well wide.
It was unfortunate, had to take it very quickly, moves it from left to his right-hand side and just swings away. Firpo with a good interception initially, but certainly worth the swing. Just nowhere near the goal.
Wind suddenly whipped up around Elland Road inside the stadium. Corner flags on one corner are bending away, on the other side not moving at all. There's been some really heavy rain in the last 24 hours, and again still residual in terms of the storm that's been over the UK. Possession stats madly in favour of Leeds United here.
Unfortunately,
that
isn't the stat we need, is it?
No. Jorginho doesn't get it. Ball over the top. James will get on beyond the fullback. Holds the ball up for Leeds now on the edge of the area. Curls his cross in. Ballard is there ahead of Bamford to clear it out. Well, James could have let it. They could have got to it to keep it in, but he elects to let it go for a throw-in down by the corner flag.
Great ball from Gruev, just over the top. That's what Dan James wants.
Gray with the throw-in for Leeds in the last minute of the first 45. Won't be much to be added on here. Actually, if anything, I suspect. We'll see. Ampadu, poor ball given away. Sunderland look to get back at Leeds with Pembele. Ampadu's got there ahead of him. He's stumbled and he's fallen, and he has to recover quickly. Doesn't fully manage it, but Firpo helps him out. Just fell forward there, Ethan Ampadu, at the key moment with Pembele right on his shoulder, and managed to just smuggle it away from him sufficiently long for Firpo to come in and put it into touch.
Does enough, just about. Otherwise, he would have been clean through.
So board is about to go up, 1 added minute. Sunderland in the Leeds half with Clarke. Back to the halfway line to O'Nien. Now Ballard. Across the back to Hume. Pembele. Infield, Kamara. Good foot in. Summerville can get to this. Move forward. Plays it for Bamford into the penalty area. Keeper's come off his line. Bamford, oh, he's put it back across the middle, but it's too far for James. who was arriving in the 6-yard box. And that was a great opportunity. Leeds have not given up on it yet. Kamara plays it to Gruev. They're going to be quick here to get this one in the box because there are 10 seconds of the added minute to go. And they go back there and you can hear the reaction of the crowd. Kamara holds it up. This could be about it. Leeds have not been able to get that ball back in the middle. Gruev again under pressure, loses out actually in the midfield to Bellingham, and that is indeed the end of the half. So Leeds finish it with something of a flourish, an opportunity there. Bamford took the ball round the keeper, forced out wide, but the cross into the middle was, I think, overhit. James had gone in short and it went over his head and out on the far side. So it's 0-0 as they go off.
Yes, just like the rest of the half, really, that final ball hasn't quite been there, not with enough quality or composure. And Sunderland doggedly in their defensive structure. They're trying to stop us from playing through the thirds, but even so, we have got the ball in some good areas, but after that, they've defended well. We haven't quite really done enough. Need to step it up. Sunderland at times look dangerous on the counter, but we can raise it another level or two, and we're going to have to.
There'll be more to come from Leeds United here. All square at half-time, it's 0-0. So we're ready for the off second half here. And you'd have to say, what a big half of football lies ahead for Leeds. It's underway as well now. Sunderland go straight with a long ball up into the heart of the Leeds defence. Beyond Bellingham and Rodon. Gray hesitates, lets it bounce. He's got to try and work it past Clarke. James hold up there, surely. Dan James, well, he's done really well to get it off to Gray anyway. Now James takes it and clattered by Anayan, who just stepped straight across Dan James, and the card will come out for the first time this evening.
Luke Onion. Well, his first yellow card, of course. The other centre half, Ballard has been booked as well, but I'm not quite sure what he could have done, to be honest, because he's there and he's just flung through, but the arms,
really
everything.
Much contact with the ball, did he?
That's just a minor thing, Bryn. It's just a minor thing.
A lot of contact with Dan James, not an awful lot with the ball. So he's in the book, and Leeds take the free kick. Bamford falls over, loses the possession. Sunderland have it back with the man who's just been yellow carded, the captain. Back to the other man who was yellow carded, as you rightly pointed out, Ballard.
So the centre halves is who we need to attack, don't we?
Yeah, you want to be inviting them into the challenge now, don't you? Firpo flicks it forward beyond Jorginho. And Nayan's underneath it. Second header is a bit loose, but you'll get a third go at it here. Leeds couldn't capitalise. Clarke has it in his own half in front of Daniel Farke. Goes back all the way to the goalkeeper. Patterson on the edge of the penalty area. Far touchline. Pembele takes it inside of Firpo. Puts into a place behind him, and Ampadu waits, and he wins it. Now Rodon. Goes left side to Summerville. Leeds kicking towards the south stand in this second half. Ampadu puts one over the top, looking for the runner Bamford, but it's beyond Bamford. Safely through into the hands of Patterson. Drops the ball to the ground. Daniel Farke looks on. The anorak is back on here. It's a cold evening now.
It is. There's a couple of times that the ball has stood up as well. So the wind is certainly out there, swirling around, but it's more in our favour than against.
Meslier got his clearance a little wrong there. I don't know whether that was wind assisted, but it certainly flew into touch on this near side. In front of Mike Dodds, Sunderland's interim head coach, as he's described on the team sheet. Styles with a throw in. Rodon stretches to get the ball to Gruev. Goes back to Meslier. And Rodon picks it up from the goalkeeper. Back to Meslier. Home fans trying to do their bit here. Meslier, square ball to Rodon. Back to the keeper again. That Sunderland shape is just thwarting Leeds' ambitions. try and get the ball forward. Meslier delivers it long, difficult for Archie Gravy. Heads it on, looking for James, who gambled there. Nyan read it, set off round him. Leeds win it back. Gray involved. Jorginho's touch is a little awry there again, and it just squirms off his toe and out for a throw-in.
That's a few times now. Just got to get a bit of confidence back, Georgie. Get on that ball and get it to a white shirt initially.
Chatting at half-time about Leeds. You wonder at this time it's quite a young team, this Leeds side. And we've talked about pressure. Everybody talks about pressure around the players, don't they?
Yes, they do. And I think certainly for players that have been in this position before, what we certainly know is that form comes and goes, but you've got to keep patient, keep doing the same right things. Eventually it will come right again, but these games are what you've trained years and years for, to play in the big games, the important games, to win things. And it's the ones that handle it the best come out on top.
Sunderland in possession in the Leeds half. Clarke. Good tackle by Gray. Kamara's pass is poor behind James. Gray got a whack as he made that challenge on Clarke. He rubs his ankle ruefully. Sunderland have the throw in. Daniel Farke returns the ball to Nyan. A bit of theatre from him, rubbing moisture off the ball in his shirt. Down the line it goes. Styles has it. Moving further forward. Now back to Bellingham. Bellingham's well outside the penalty area. Sunderland effectively play without a striker. They've only got one, and I think he's injured currently. That was the case in the game at Sunderland as well, at the Stadium of Light.
Yeah, Bellingham is trying to...
Patterson just about got to that sloppy back pass ahead of Bamford, but then his kick forwards put Leeds under pressure. Ampadu and Rodon between them come in to tidy things up. Rodon emerges with the ball. Bellingham closes him down, and that means the ball goes out for a throw into Leeds over on the far side.
Yeah, Bellingham certainly has got the physique to play out there, but not really an out-and-out number 9. If you look at the likes of Sims for Coventry, very different types of players.
Going down the far side touchline. Gruev. James will chase to the middle, but he won't get there. Styles back onto the head of Gruev. Halfway line, Jorginho takes it down well. Delivers it left to Firpo. Up the line to Summerville. Touch is a little heavy, but it comes back for Firpo. Tried to work it round his man. It goes out for a throw in. Leeds appeal for a free kick, and the fans do at least. The referee gives Sunderland the throw instead.
Well, it looked to be a foul. Firpo's clever, just knocks it around him, tries to go and get it, and was stopped.
Throw in down that far touch line. Picked up by Firpo, delivers it back into the Sunderland half. Bamford can't get there. Neither can Jorginho. Now maybe he will. No, slid away from him. He got clattered in the process, and now Clarke will sprint down there left to try and get to the ball before it goes out, and he does it. And he invites the challenge from Gray, who's I think slightly fortuitous to get the throw in there.
Yeah, okay. We'll take that one. Just looking at the bench now as well. We need to get some game changers on, because not a lot different have we seen in this first 7 or 8 minutes, have we, of the second half?
Yeah, whatever system it is that Mike Dodds has to come up with for thwarting Leeds' ambitions, we've seen it work so far in the first meeting between these two, and a half plus of the second meeting of these two. Because Leeds created little in that first game, and they've created little in this game. James. Bamford on the chest. Jorginho, lovely ball to Summerville. Summerville gets past the first man. Summerville with a run on goal here. Pembele's got to cross him. He's up to the edge of the penalty area. Into James, who goes down in the box. Referee looks at it, and what's he giving? He's blown his whistle, and he's given offside against Dan James.
Almost. I'm thinking, is it a penalty? Clumsy challenge, wasn't it? But the referee's assistant said that Dan James was just the wrong side. I thought here Summerville might have been away, but Pembele actually gets back extremely well. And is he offside? He is. It's the right boot, isn't it? Just that right boot.
Literally a foot.
That's all it is. And because he had to stop, otherwise, surely that would have been a pen.
Gruev. Leeds pick up from that. Gray. Leeds throw in just inside the Sunderland half.
Crowd are trying to do their best as well, aren't they? Just to lift the players.
Needs just a change in feeling around the game. It's all been a little bit too comfortable for Sunderland here so far. We need a bit more chaos, perhaps.
A couple of crunching challenges, a good take on something. Has to light this game up and push Sunderland back.
Ampadu to Rodon. 10 minutes of the second half, almost up. James goes himself through the middle. Comes off for Jorginho. Jorginho into Summerville on the edge of the D. Summerville onto his left foot into the box. Tries to get the return ball. Still going there. Jorginho goes past the first challenge, swipes at the second attempt, and it's spun wide and gone behind. It'll be a Leeds corner kick.
Almost trying to wriggle through so many shirts, but Summerville almost does it. Eventually comes out to Jorginho. First touch is a good one, and it does nick off the defender. Out for a corner kick.
Gruev to take it. Into the box. Good shape. Headed clear, though. Comes out for James. Low drive. Oh, he'd gone through a crowd of players there. Anything could have happened. And instead it bobbled through the group and behind and out for a goal kick.
Good corner kick again. Just didn't quite get on target. Jorginho and Firpo kind of got together, and Firpo come off the worst. He's okay, though. He's back.
Attendance 36,793, which I think is the biggest crowd of the season, with 2,878 away fans. So Sunderland may not be enjoying great times very recently, but numbers still travelling with them on the road. At the moment, it's the away fans who are the happier, as their side is holding Leeds here. Home fans are trying to lift the team. Jorginho, surely fouled, is fouled. Took Styles to have his arms around Jorginho's neck to drag him to the ground before he could stop him there. So Leeds have a free kick, which they look to take maybe short in the Sunderland half. They do. Rodon gets the ball. Big noise around the stadium. Ampadu. Back it goes to Gruev. Back to Ampadu. Closed down, so it'll go back to Meslier. Rodon. Bamford won the ball well to Summerville. Summerville tries to tuck it through the middle for Jorginho, but it's blocked before it gets there. Summerville gets a second go. Firpo tries to stick it forward, but Sunderland pick up the loose ball. Summerville goes back ever so well to get it back for Leeds. Oh, brilliant work, Summerville. And then he's dragged back. And this will be another card here. And another defender goes in the book. Summerville's work was superb.
Brilliant, absolutely. Chris Rigg, the young lad, goes into the book. He thought he had Summerville, who was just accelerating from a standing start, but my goodness, he was off. Good work initially to track back, and then quick turn, he's gone.
So Leeds free kick, just in from the far side touchline. Kamara comes back to Ampadu. Noise swirls around inside Elland Road. Gray, Rodon, now Ampadu. Goes between a couple of challenges, gives it to Gruev. Now Rodon on the halfway line. Wide right to Dan James. Got a bit of space to run into. Takes the opportunity. Styles in front of him. James holds it up, curls across in. Headed away by O'Nien. On the edge of the 6-yard box. Jorginho comes back well. He does a good defensive job there for Leeds, but Bellingham picks it up on the halfway line, and suddenly there's a spare man down the right for Sunderland, Pembele. Pembele infield to Rigg, and then well intercepted by Firpo, but he can't win the second ball. Pembele's got to it ahead of him, so Sunderland have it just outside the Leeds penalty area. With the number 6, Firpo again makes the block challenge, and when the ball comes out, it's a Sunderland throw in.
Thought it might have been a free kick way back when Jack Clarke got fouled Jorginho, but play on. And at that point, Sunderland had a a man certainly spare, but they're taking their time, aren't they? They really are. Got to make sure every little stoppage is extended.
Change coming for them as well shortly. First of the evening.
I think it's now.
It's Rigg who's coming off, the 16-year-old on a card. So experience, much more experienced player Roberts comes on. Rigg goes off. Roberts goes to join in up front as Sunderland have this throw-in in a forward position. Roberts gets his first touch. Back it goes to Ekwah, battling away on that far side with Summerville. He's won out, Ekwah. Gives the ball to the edge of the centre circle to Onayan. Onayan further wide to Styles. Styles back to Onayan. Short ball to Ekwah. Back into his own half. Styles forced back. Bamford pressures Ballard. Ballard plays the ball out wide. It's a good one as well. Pembele through the middle. Rodon and Ampadu both in there ahead of Bellingham. Now Meslier. Short ball to Rodon. We're up to the hour mark here. Still 0-0 at Elland Road. And still Leeds wait to make the first real chance of the evening from their perspective.
Got to surely start looking at one or two changes. The crowd are doing their part. They really are supporting the lads.
Suddenly Clarke is in the penalty area for Sunderland. Moves it into the middle, and then there's a brilliant interception by Ampadu, because Roberts was arriving to meet the cross, and Ampadu got in just in the nick of time to turn it behind for a corner.
Well, it really was poor. So much time and space. And fortunately, Clarke does not use it well. Good covering from Ampadu.
So Leeds have to defend this corner. Roberts has come across the near side to take it. Clarke again, a thorn in Leeds' side, left side. Clarke's position down the left for Sunderland. He's down by the corner flag at the moment. Summerville standing in front of him as Roberts plays it deep. Bellingham with a header down. Firpo at a stretch to clear. Kamara helps it a little further on. Pembele will pick it up on the far touchline. Kamara is tight to his back and he wins the ball off him as well, Kamara. And now he's got the ball to James. James can run forward for Leeds here. Dan James moves up to the edge of the penalty area, still going, tumbles. Gray's gone out wide of him, but the free kick is already awarded right on the edge of the penalty area.
Bellingham with a risky challenge. It really was. He was always going to make that challenge, and a yellow card as well.
So the card count is growing.
And James comes inside and just gets cleaned out, doesn't he?
Yeah, poor tackle from Bellingham.
Yeah.
So Leeds, I mean, it's very much in shooting range. It's to the left of centre. Gruev is standing over the ball currently. There's a little conference going on with Summerville and Rodon involved as well. Can't imagine it'll be the centre half at the end of this one, but Gruev certainly is showing himself keen to get involved, as is Summerville. Summerville could maybe whip it in one way. Gruev towards the far post in the other direction. We'll see. One of these two it will definitely be. Sunderland wall well back inside the penalty area. Ball just a couple of yards outside the box. Blown away. There you go. That's how strong the wind is.
Yeah.
Ball just rolled away from the spot it had been placed on there with the wind behind it. You can see it flapping across the players' shirts. A plastic bag blows across the pitch, flies across the pitch.
Stop.
There's a real wind behind this free kick.
Use this
target.
One. Yeah, that's fine.
Doesn't need much, this one, maybe. Just a little, excuse me.
Might go through the net. I think it will be Summerville. It's his side, the favourite side, right footer.
He's going to need a tee at this rate. Steps away from the ball. A hush, relative hush, descends over Elland Road. Summerville with a strike over the wall, just wide. Momentarily there, the ripple suggested he'd got it on target, but he'd hit the side netting and behind it went.
Great technique, it really is. Up and over the wall, but always, unfortunately, just that yard wide. When's the last time we scored from a corner, a free kick?
Well, Dan James kinda, with a shot through the wall that came off Patrick Bamford, but from good positions, I don't think you'd say that Leeds have taken enough advantage over the course of the campaign. That one just went wide. Summerville in possession again for Leeds now, up to the halfway line. Goes past his man, goes to ground, referee looks and gives nothing. So something of a let-off there, perhaps, for Sunderland. Leeds win it back anyway with Kamara. Now Gruev. A little bit of momentum behind Leeds now. Is it wind assisted? Ampadu, poor pass actually from Ampadu, straight to Ballard. He had options left and right. Suddenly Leeds have got to get back to defend, and Rodon does that job. Gives it back to Meslier.
It's got to be careful as well, because clearly we are pushing forward, trying to find that killer pass, but giving it away in dangerous areas opens up chances for Sunderland as well.
Meslier carries the ball out the penalty area. 25 minutes to go. Still 0-0. Ampadu. Back it goes to Meslier. Crowd getting just a little frustrated, but I'm sure Farke will say, just keep doing what you do. Summerville. Header in field to Jorginho. Brought down Pembele, but the advantage of the lead, so the play continues. Back to Kamara. Into Gruev. Now Rodon. Rodon hasn't got much forward, so he goes back to Ampadu. Ampadu to his left to Firpo. Firpo further wide to Jorginho. Loses it. Firpo trying to get it back off Roberts. Roberts puts it over the halfway line. Ampadu waits. Gives it to Rodon. And Rodon back to Ampadu. Leeds playing on the halfway line. Rodon back to Ampadu again. Now Firpo through the middle for Jorginho. Has he been held by Ballard? Goes down. Free kick against Ballard. Just a free kick. Gruev takes it quickly. Jorginho gets there. Firpo's brought down this time. Another free kick. This time, what, 5-6 yards further on from the last one.
What a mess. What an absolute mess of scrappy out there, isn't it? My goodness, but I don't care as long as we somehow conjure up a goal, but really is a mess. Sunderland defending for their lives and doing it rather well. But we just got to get some composure, some momentum, and get this keeper to make 1 or 2 saves. Just not enough.
He's not had a save to make, has he?
Nothing.
So Summerville, this time it's much further outside the penalty area. He and Gruev are over the ball. Summerville leaves this one. Gruev it is, curls it into the middle, and the whistle goes for a foul on the edge of the penalty area. James against Ballard, and that'll be a free kick Sunderland.
On why we seem to have a couple of men free inside the box. Clearly the block from Dan James was a little too vigorous on Ballard.
Patterson spots the ball up on the edge of the area. Patterson plays it out to Styles. Tucked in field, given to Gruev, gets it to Gray. Down the line to James. James holds it, looks forwards now. Dan James allowed to go on a forward run into the box. It breaks, it's cleared away as far as Jorginho on the chest, and then he volleys the ball goalwards, always carrying it a little wide from Jorginho. Nice idea, but still wouldn't go down as a shot on target.
No, unfortunately not a great clearance, but good control initially. Swings with the left, but nowhere near the target. But we need changes.
Gnonto
changes are coming.
Just called back to the touchline. Sunderland making another change. Alese comes on for them. The Pembele rather, I should say, comes off. So Alese goes to take his place in the back line. Can play in the middle or at full back. Patterson with a clearance forward from the goal kick. Ampadu shows too much of it to Ekwah. Sunderland move forward down the right side. Kamara beaten. And a second challenge just outside the box. It's a foul challenge just outside the area. Kamara, I think, saying there was no contact there, but the referee saw it differently, and now there's a yellow card. And this is a problem for Leeds.
Yeah, it certainly is. But just by the reaction of the players, I wonder if Hume's trying to buy this one.
Oh, did he ever buy it?
He certainly did.
Seen the replay, and yeah, blindside maybe of the referee. Player in between the ref and the Sunderland man, but there was no contact there.
No, the problem is, though, of course, if you do stick your leg out, you're always liable to get something, but he's booked as well. So that's Kamara and Firpo, it seems.
2 yellow cards for that one incident.
Kamara clearly for
the foul, and then Firpo for the dissent.
Or the other way around. Whatever it is, suddenly we've got 2 players in the referee's notebook.
And a free kick that is right on the edge of the box. Suggestion may have been that the referee might have booked the wrong player there, and that he's actually atoned for an error. All will become clear at some later stage, no doubt. Leeds about to make a change, but this free kick is to be defended first. Roberts is over the ball, as is Ekwah. Very much in shooting range. Sunderland looking towards that Leeds goal. Curled in, Meslier, great save at full stretch. 2 hands behind it to push it away. Bellingham has it. Bellingham holds it just outside the penalty area. Just tucked in for Styles. Comes back for Bellingham. Bellingham back to Clarke on his right foot. Goes back to the halfway line. Leeds try and get out of the defensive shape as it goes all the way wide and will go out of play for a Leeds throw in. The Leeds can now make the change.
Vital save, wasn't it, from Meslier? Needed to make sure he got something on that, and more importantly then pushed it out of danger.
So Kamara off, Gnonto on. As the first of the night's changes for Leeds United inside the final 20 minutes.
First roll of the dice, midfielder off and of course an attacker on. Let's see who now plays where exactly.
Dan James just in conversation with Daniel Farke. Firpo, in the meantime, over on the far side, has the throw-in for Leeds. Long one down the line, over the head of Bamford. Bamford into Gnonto. Back it comes to Gruev. Dan James has set off on a run. Oh, almost finds it away, does find its way to James. And then he slips as he tries to control. He'd been a little lucky to get the ball off Styles in the box, and then he couldn't capitalise by getting it under control. Leeds have a throw-in, taken by Gnonto to Gruev. Gets the ball back to Gnonto, to James. James has Gruev on his shoulder. Gruev, nice play. Gets the ball into the edge of the box to Jorginho. Picks up the return ball. Tries to get it back in the middle. It's blocked. Much better from Leeds. It's a corner kick.
It certainly is. Wonderful play from Archie there. Good 1-2. Nice composure on the ball as well. But Gnonto already a couple of touches that he's had have been nice and positive.
So corner kick. Gruev will take it. Curled in towards the near post. Drops. Oh, just underneath the feet of Rodon there as he was coming across. And it's cleared away all the way to the halfway line to Gruev, who feels it necessary to go back to Meslier. Meslier may go long, though, here, because they're all still up. They're all still up, but they're offside, and it goes all the way through. That's why you don't go long, I guess, isn't it? Because it goes all the way through to the keeper. If you're going to go long, go
angled. You know, don't give it straight back to the keeper. That was a poor ball.
Firpo steps in to challenge for Leeds. Leeds don't get the throw in, though, as it goes out in front of the east stand. It's going to be the away side's ball. They are allowing themselves a few extra seconds to go and retrieve it here now. O'Nien going through the little routine of wiping moisture off the ball for all the difference that makes here in terms of its flight or its trajectory.
More to do with time, I think. That's
what it is. It's got everything to do with that.
Yeah.
Ampadu manages to work it back to Meslier. Meslier to Rodon. He has to go back to Ampadu again. High press. Rodon. Clarke's on his shoulder, so it goes back to Meslier. Meslier with the long ball this time. Bamford underneath it. Chests it down for Summerville. Back to Bamford. Lays off for Jorginho. Through the middle for James, who's in the area. James into the middle. Couldn't quite get it off the outstep into the path of Summerville. Another corner kick.
Certainly better play in that long ball, at least. Bamford then got on the end of it. Brings others into play. Plenty of bodies around Dan James. Couldn't quite flick it through to Summerville.
Summerville's gone over to the far side to take the corner for Leeds. Goes in short to James, edge of the box. Summerville's come off him. James puts it in the middle, heads up in there, headed clear. Comes out as far as Ampadu. Ampadu on his right foot, low shot, dragged wide.
Does everything right, doesn't he? Brings it down superbly well. And then, as he's closed down, beats the first man, Jack Clarke. Hasn't so much time. Unfortunately, not a great effort, just pulls it wide. But it's better, certainly better, but 15 minutes to go. Patterson, what has he had to do in those 75 minutes so far?
Well, there's a goal kick that he's just taken, and that's it's kind of on his list. What isn't on his list is key saves. Even crosses. Jorginho, now it goes to Summerville. Summerville's in the box. Summerville on his left foot, trying to get outside the defender. Good challenge by O'Nien. Kept the ball away from Summerville. Goes behind yet another corner kick.
O'Nien, that was, you're right, a very good challenge. Timed it to perfection. Summerville running at you. It's never a good thing, but defender does well, pushes him wide and gets the touch.
Summerville once more. This time it's not going short, it's going in the box. Curled in from Summerville. Heads up in there, goalwards, and then there's a big shout for a pull or a push in the penalty area. Handball, isn't it? The Leeds players are appealing for vociferously. They surrounded the referee.
Oh, well, that's handball. O'Nien, that's handball. Not only has he got a load of Rodon shirt.
Oh yeah, he's kind of punched it, hasn't he?
That's crazy. That is handball all day long. But O'Nien, the right arm is up there and he punches it.
Dear, dear, dear. Well, I know at this point is when you start talking about VAR, but it's not here, so it doesn't happen. So there's no point worrying about it. But that was a big moment and a big call. And O'Nien must know he's got away with one there. Has the ball for Sunderland now. If he was Sporting, he'd just clip one in. Gruev dragged down on the halfway line.
I like your way of thinking, Bryn, but I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Okay, fair enough. Firpo, on it goes to Summerville, out to Jorginho, back to Firpo. Now Summerville on the edge of the area. Sunderland get men back behind the ball, so it comes out to Gnonto. Gnonto, Summerville's got to try and get to it, but defender gets there ahead of him and is fouled by Summerville. Just a clip on the heel of Hume. So that's a Sunderland free kick.
You just saw from the reaction of every single player when O'Nien did defend the ball with his hand that everyone thought it was a penalty. Here you can see it again. Right hand is up there.
Yeah, there'd be no question about natural position or anything, would there? He's actually, in the aftermath of that, he's
hurt his wrist.
Hurt his knuckles. Presumably the contact from the ball on the knuckles was that hard that came keen. Firpo, header at the back. Time is ticking. Jorginho just goes over the top. Ballard will win the header, ahead of Bamford. Ekwah back to O'Nien. Over the head of Gruev. Ampadu behind him. Ekwah on the halfway line. Down that far side to Roberts it goes. Infield to Ekwah. Won back by Gruev, and then Firpo. Firpo, is he fouled there? Ball goes out of play. No, it's a throw in to Leeds United. 12 to go.
Big 12 minutes, isn't it? Plus whatever extra time the referee adds on.
Gray. James. Gnonto. 4 Sunderland shirts around him. Gets it through them, but James can't control successfully. And it's booted all the way back up into the Leeds half. So Rodon's got the long run back to get to it ahead of Clarke. Into the penalty area to Meslier. Clarke continues chasing. Over the top it goes. Jorginho's not getting to that. Ekwah, look at the space he's got in midfield all of a sudden. Through the middle it goes to Bellingham. Nothing much in front of him, so he goes back, gets a return ball, back into the centre circle to Ballard. Ballard on it goes, down the right for Hume. Shoots. Awful.
Well, you say shoots. That's a sure one.
It's a loose description.
That was, absolutely. That was poor rush of blood to the head, but we need the ball up the other end.
Ampadu on the edge of the Leeds penalty area. Just shuffles forward. Gnonto's come back into his own half. Joseph's getting called to the bench. Now Rodon. Oh, it's a poor ball from Rodon. No chance of Gray getting to that one. Good challenge in response from the same player. Gnonto wins a header. And then a free kick given against Leeds for Gnonto's challenge, but sometime after he made it. Strange.
And here we see again the penalty decision, or non-decision. His hand is way up in the air. He gets there first, it's a penalty.
Gruev fouled. Free kick Leeds. And perhaps they would have, on that occasion, preferred the ball to stay in play. 10 to go. And Leeds just cannot make any headway forwards here. Gray now. To James. James in to Gnonto. Good ball to Gray. Delivered into the middle. Comes in past Bamford. Bamford trying to get to it. Patterson gets there ahead of him. Leeds say it's gone behind. The assistant looks across the line and disagrees.
An excellent play down this right-hand side. And Archie Gray just trying to whip it in. Gnonto, lovely round the corner ball. It's not falling for us. Keeper, does he keep it in? Hard to tell. This is a better angle.
No, miles out.
Oh my goodness.
So Leeds should have had a corner. So the referee and assistant are not covering themselves in glory out there at the moment. Leeds still have a job to do themselves though. Ampadu chips it out to Firpo. Looks forward, moves forward. Over the halfway line. Jorginho can't get it away from Ekwah. Sunderland have it back. Good footwork in the middle now. Roberts has it down the right for the away team. Roberts drifts in field, still got the ball. Into the edge of the penalty area. Gruev with the first challenge. Gnonto's come back in. Ekwah has it just outside the area. Ekwah into Bellingham. Bellingham tries to get it across into the middle. Ampadu will step in and put his foot through the ball and clear it up high towards the far touchline. O'Neill volleys it straight into the east stand. Changes to be made by Leeds. Piroe and Joseph are both coming on, and they have less than 10 minutes of the 90. Oh, Roberts is coming on as well to make the all-important difference here.
Not a lot of time, is it? I think they might have come on a good bit sooner, but they have 8 minutes to try and get this vital goal we need.
So Piroe on for James, Joseph on for Bamford, and Roberts on for Gray. The play will restart with a Leeds throw in. Firpo on the left. Back it goes to Ampadu. Short pass to Rodon. Piroe sets on a run, but Rodon stops and goes square instead to Ampadu. Summerville holds it away from 2 Sunderland players. Does well to get Roberts into the game. His first touch is a pass to Gnonto. Gnonto up to the edge of the box. Drifts one way and then goes out wide, but I think he's shown too much of the ball to the defender there. What's the outcome? And the flag says goal kick. Gnonto takes the ball to the assistant and says corner, and bounces the ball off his chest as if to emphasise the point, but needs returning to the keeper so that Sunderland can get back on with the game.
Which they will do, but very, very slowly. Not many minutes left, is it, for the players that came on to change things around?
Goalkeeper told to get on with it. Plays the ball over the halfway line. Won by Piroe. Plays it back into Ampadu. Ampadu drops, stops, goes back. Meslier. I credit Sunderland. The game plan's worked a treat. 2 games.
Again, yeah, again.
Joseph can't get there far side, comes off the back of Summerville and out for a Sunderland throw-in. Summerville goes to retrieve it to give it to the throw-in taker. And the throw-in taker is O'Nien, who's a long way away, making a slow walk towards Summerville. Again, the moisture thing. Down the line. Onto the head of Firpo. Oh, so Jorginho, there's an arm round his neck on the halfway line. And the referee has to stop play and give a free kick. Ridiculous. Gruev, short ball to Firpo. Firpo, down the left for Leeds. Summerville gets the ball off him. Out wide, level with the edge of the box. Summerville into Jorginho. Ekwah's tight to him as ever. Jorginho slides in to try and keep the ball. Does well. Firpo wins a corner kick off Ekwah.
Right, come on. Let's get this one. A bit of quality and make it yours in the box.
Summerville over on that far side to take this corner kick. Leeds have had countless corners. Goes in deep, right to the far post. Heads go up there. Still drops in the penalty area. Ekwah's just put it straight up in the air. And then foul by Ampadu is the decision. Little hands in the back there, perhaps, from Ampadu. Again, protests his innocence, but free kick against Alese, or for Alese in Sunderland it will be.
Well, the minutes are certainly ticking by. Just not doing enough, not putting you under enough pressure, and certainly not testing Patterson in the Sunderland goal.
Patterson takes the goal kick, a free kick rather. Rodon with a header. Jorginho just puts it up in the air. Want to chase. Alese with a header out towards his near side touchline. Styles underneath it. Gnonto worrying him, pestering him. Given away to Jorginho. Gives to Piroe. Piroe's looking for a run. Firpo provides it. Edge of the area for Leeds now. Cuts it back into the middle, but Ekwah is there to defend it fairly comfortably. Roberts is underneath it when it's cleared. And then Joseph goes in to win it back well. Leeds have it back on the halfway line with Gruev. Back to Rodon. Connor Roberts is out on the right for Leeds. Roberts brings the ball a little way in field. Gives it back to Gruev. Gruev goes to the left side now to Firpo. Summerville sets off, stops, gets the ball off Firpo. No, and now Summerville just outside the area, but not sure where to go with it, so goes back to Ampadu. Now to the left side to Firpo. It all stops just outside the Sunderland area, and Leeds concede a bit of ground and start again with Ampadu. And Firpo onto Summerville. Summerville runs into one chance, gets away from it, whips the ball into the penalty area. Ballard with an important header clear. Styles will chase it, but it'll go over the near side touchline. Leeds United throw. 88th minute. Leeds so is level with the edge of the Sunderland penalty area. Connor Roberts has got a long throw, but he takes it short to back to Rodon. And then Ampadu. Now Firpo to Jorginho. Rolls into the middle. Plays the ball into Piroe's feet. Piroe's held up. Gets the ball away though. Gives it back to Gruev. And now Firpo. Firpo, every Sunderland player deep in their own half now. Summerville attacks the area. Summerville trying to get outside. The fullback goes into the box. He'll nudge on Summerville and the referee points for a goal kick.
No, not enough. Every gap is being filled by Sunderland. You're right, they are retreating, but defending well. Certainly was an arm on the shoulder, but not really going to get a penalty for that. It wasn't great, but gets away with it.
So goal kick. Patterson with the clearance forward. Rodon wins the header. Joseph. Roberts for Sunderland in the centre circle. Ekwah now. Goes back to Alese. Alese back to the goalkeeper. Just what Sunderland want. Patterson out towards the far side. A few heading for the exits now here at Elland Road, as Leeds are running out of time. The roar goes up. Leeds have a throw-in midway inside the Sunderland half, and Firpo will take it. On it goes to Jorginho. Jorginho on that far touchline for Leeds, wriggling through shirt, still going Jorginho into the penalty area, goes down under challenge from Ballard, but it was a fair challenge from Ballard, who just puts the ball into touch for a throw-in, and Jorginho stays down.
It's unfortunate, a really good run, tries to wriggle his way, and it's just the touch from Ballard. If he didn't get a piece of the ball, he would have been in bother, but as it was, he did. And Jorginho's come off the worst.
Yeah, ran into Ballard, who's a big guy, bounced off him. Leeds, long throw from Connor Roberts coming in from the far side. So they load the area around the near post. We're in the final 30 seconds. Roberts into the penalty area, headed down, comes down for Ampadu, turns away from goal, gives it back to Gnonto. Gnonto again quickly closed down, so goes back to Gruev. Gruev has the run to his left from Connor Roberts to Summerville, just outside the area. Summerville gives it back to Ampadu. They're all still up there. Gnonto, short ball from Ampadu. Shoots, and it just takes a deflection. Keeper flat-footed, and it went up and over him, but it also went up and over the crossbar.
Oh, unfortunate. Gnonto does well just to shift it.
3 added minutes.
And the header.
How on earth are that only 3 added minutes? Ridiculous.
Just the 3.
Corner comes into the penalty area. Heads go up. It's going over the crossbar. So it's going to be a goal kick. Sunderland fist bumps and chest bumps in there to celebrate clearing the corner away.
Decent ball in, but always leaning back. Firpo and Rodon.
Well, Daniel Farke is livid. Fourth official is hearing how livid he is. That board with 3 minutes on it. Wow. Number of subs usually dictates 5 anyway. So Leeds have little time here, very little time here to get the goal required, you feel. Gnonto on the halfway line. Connor Roberts has got to go back to Meslier. And Meslier just long through the middle. Joseph trying to get in behind Ballard, but he couldn't. Piroe shoulders it into the path of Firpo down the left. Firpo stumbles his way forward. Into the penalty area it goes. O'Nien with a header. Drops behind. It'll be a corner kick to Leeds.
Right. Come on. Now we need a hero. Now we need someone to stick this in the back of the net.
Summerville over the ball. Perhaps Leeds' last chance. Curls it into the middle. Player goes down in there. The ball comes all the way out and it's cleared up to the halfway line. Meslier's come miles out of the penalty area to the edge of the centre circle to give it to Gnonto. Gnonto to Gruev. Now Ampadu. We're in the last minute of the added 3. Ampadu for Leeds. Don't have time to go back to Gruev as the fans are imploring them here. Roberts goes outside of the challenge. Little ball to Summerville. We can hear the Sunderland voices down below. Jorginho on the edge of the penalty area. Touch is good. Past the second player. Curls it. Too much on it. Too much on it from Jorginho. That's probably it. Just put too much behind that one. And Sunderland will make a late change here. Semedo will come on. But it's a token gesture, really, just to eat into the final few seconds of this game.
Oh, that kind of sums up our evening. Certainly the last third. Not good enough. Got in some decent areas, but the quality just hasn't been there. And normally that has been our strength this season. I'm looking at the stats, it does say 1 shot on target, and I can't remember that one. And that's just not good enough at home.
Yep, Leeds United have had a 100% record at home this year. It is about to fall at just the wrong time. Another home game to come, of course, at the weekend against Blackburn Rovers. But this was a game that Leeds will know after the defeat at the weekend, after the draw at Watford, needed winning. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Patterson with the ball forward into the Leeds half. Ampadu can't get there ahead of Semedo. Gruev does win it. Now Joseph. Gnonto has it. Gnonto back to Gruev on the halfway line. Just puts it through the middle. Piroe chases. Keeper will come and gather and drops to his knees. And Patterson knows that those final few seconds he's just bought by holding on to the ball there may be good enough, as we are now well beyond the added 3 minutes, a minute indeed past that mark. Daniel Farke looks on, I won't say stony face from the touchline, but clearly disappointed as the ball comes up in the air and the whistle goes to the lips of the referee. And Leeds United have failed to win at home in the league for the first time in 2024. So a point is all that goes on the board from a game that Leeds will have felt at the outset they really needed to win. Hasn't happened, and in all honesty, never really troubled the goalkeeper sufficiently through the course of the evening to claim that they should have come out on top in this one. So another big game awaits against Blackburn here at the weekend, but this is a couple of points that Leeds have let slip for sure. Leeds United 0, Sunderland 0.
Yeah, certainly very disappointing performance as well. We huffed and puffed, we had plenty of the ball but didn't do enough with it. And it is all about getting shots away, making the other keeper work, and we just didn't do that anywhere near enough. Yes, we should have had a penalty, absolutely, but I'm not sure we really deserve all 3 points. Sunderland came here manfully, stuck to their task, had a game plan, allowed our centre-halves to have it, made sure they were nice and solid out wide, through the middle, and then, of course, as the game progressed, they got deeper and deeper, but they hung on. We couldn't find the quality, and unfortunately, we have to just take 1 point.
If you want a little bit of good news to finish with,
go on then.
Leicester have lost to Millwall.
Wonderful.
So that actually helps a little bit.
It certainly does. It's a crazy league. We've got to keep the faith and keep going.
That's all you can do. We'll do it all again on Saturday. We'll hear from Daniel Farke and somebody else maybe in the short term, longer term. All eyes on Blackburn Rovers here at the weekend. It's finished. Leeds United 0, Sunderland 0.